You. I am here with Jennifer Muse today, and I'm so doggone excited. What we're talking about, you guys, is home-based business success stories. And so what we're doing is we spotlight our students just to see what's going on in their lives, what is working for them, and then also what life was like before, and maybe what they're super surprised about now about what's going on in their own businesses, because it's kind of jolting a little bit whenever you learn how to do things in our way anyway. It's a little bit jolting where you're like, oh, that's right. Okay, well, it doesn't need to be that difficult. So, Jennifer, first of all, thank you for being with me this morning. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
Yeah. And you're in Florida too. Where are you at?
Pensacola area.
Pensacola. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. So what was life like what was life like before you got into sort of like the Marthaverse, I guess? So like you were building a business before or attempting to, what was going on with that?
Well, I was actually caregiving for my love of my life. We found out he had cancer as we were moving to Florida.
Oh,
And so I had always been told I needed to have something for myself if I'm going to be a full-time caregiver.
yeah.
Oh, which I kept looking and looking, and I wanted to do this, and I don't know how I found you, so don't ask me, but you came up, and there you were, and because we had gotten to a place, he's got a kind of cancer that can't go away, but we can get it in remission. It
Okay.
was in remission for a couple of years. We're doing great, got our little system down, starting to travel again, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So I'm ready. So I found you, and I started, and then life happened, and his cancer came back.
Oh man.
And so I was like, I just started this, and we're in the hospital a lot trying to figure out what's happening.
Yeah.
And then to get it into remission took about a year. And I want to thank you. First of all, I want to thank you for upending and blowing up this part of the world, because to make it a lifetime, it doesn't expire. It has been everything for me. Everything. So, uh, having said that, I plugged along, got a little bit, worked on my mindset, kept doing that, and then I got going, got him in remission. We're going again, and then last year, January 2nd, our world fell apart. My dad died,
Oh.
and then literally a month later, my very first best friend, my ride or die, my brother died out of the blue.
Oh my word.
And so, of course, everything stopped for me.
Yeah.
You have to take care of that. But because of the tools that I already have from Marthaverse, I was able to do it in a healthy way.
Oh.
And just taken the things that I had learned and actually help my mom in a healthy way. So, not that we didn't go through a lot, but I just want to give you an analogy that I've used when I talk about others about Marthaverse. I don't call it courses so much as tools.
Yeah.
And I always, if anybody's worked with me, they know I love tools, and I love doing my own handiwork. I was a mom of six, single parent, so I know how to do this stuff on my own. And so you're gonna laugh at this, but the toolbox itself, in those nice thick gray ones, silver ones, the metal ones,
Yeah.
that is your lifetime guarantee.
Oh
Okay,
man.
and then HBR is your the how you lift up the tray and you get
Uh-huh.
that big bottom.
Yeah.
That's where you put HBR,
Oh,
and it's
that's
there.
so good.
And then you have your tray, and you have all
Uh,
the little different parts, different sizes. Well, where the hammers go, that is the big think revolution.
ooh, shoot,
Right
look at
there. Right
you.
there. And where this is how I explain it to people.
Wow.
And then you got all the other courses, which I have some. And then there's that one little course that I've had forever and didn't use it. I'll be honest, because it was the little one, and that's the Go for Gold,
Uh-huh.
and that goes in that little section where sometimes you put your some screws and stuff, or you could
Uh-huh.
put your tape measure, which
Yeah.
is very important, by the way. So, so having said all that, when my bottom fell out of my life, and then I came back, and I was in Changemakers. What was it at that time? Whatever it was at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Dynamite.
asked you,
Mm-hmm.
what should I do first? And
Yeah.
you told me. So I got to go to my little toolbox and pull out what I needed. And it worked. Believe it or not, it worked. And then I was able to. I did do that little go for gold. And here's the great part. Here's where the magic of Martha comes in my toolbox. Not only was it still there, it had been improved.
Yeah.
And so, like probably November of last year,
Uh-huh.
I decided, okay, I'm getting that out. I'm gonna do it. Oh my gosh. And when people say, "Oh, I can't," my little course won't mean anything to anybody. Nope. Don't listen to that in your head. That course changed my business. Just literally just how to do the content. And I'm a very big nurturer, okay?
Uh-huh.
25 out of 25. We know where I am.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so that's top, but right below that, still in the 20s, that blueprint. Oh, I
You
loved it.
said toolbox, and I'm like, there's the blueprint.
Yeah, there's the
Right
blueprint.
there. I hear
Right
it.
there. You
I
probably
hear
thought
you
I was
talking to me.
blueprint. But I mean, it's still way up there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. I
But
love it.
I will, even if you don't have HBR, I would say run, don't walk to Changemakers Den.
Oh yeah.
I take notes, but I'm not a big note taker. Um, I have an eidetic memory, so I can just usually call it up. But with the last one you had, I ran out of paper, and I used every bit of it. And I've had people comment and say the difference on it.
So
So
after you applied and implemented from just the last one, so
last
in
week,
Changemakers, then just so you guys understand, I do intensives every single week that push your business. Like you're going to have response, you're going to have movement, forward good movement in your business after every single intensive. And so after just last week's,
hmm
you had people messaging you and
hmm
saying they saw the difference.
oh yes, absolutely, and already starting to ask for things. And I have my what I'm working with are people that have hypothyroidism. I have it,
Yeah.
and I had it for years,
Uh-huh.
and then the symptoms were still there.
Yeah.
And then I decided to take matters in my own hand, working with my doctor, of course.
Yeah.
And so I help those people, and now they're wanting coaching. So my thing has gone from this to now coaching, and I've already got one beta tester that soaring high, which we
Wow.
probably won't have to meet as much as we have been,
Oh,
on this in this way.
yeah.
And I'm looking for two more. One for just with hypo, which I would have, you always talk about where you were on the couch.
Yep.
And I literally was on a couch because I couldn't move. So
Wow.
where you were,
Uh-huh.
and what you would have liked to have had. I would have paid top dollar for coaching
Yeah,
just to help
absolutely.
me get going.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
what
had to do it
people
all by
don't
myself.
realize.
Yep.
They think, well, I don't have any value. I don't have anything to bring to the table. But really, it's not that you don't have value. It's that you're not accustomed to and conditioned to look for your value.
hmm
So you don't see it. It's as just like any other filter. So I have a yellow Corvette. So whenever I look and whenever I go anywhere, I look for yellow cars because I
hmm
like yellow cars. And so then I see the yellow cars, they pop out at me. It's what our brain does, right? But if we're not conditioned to find our own value, if we're not conditioned to think of what sets me apart and makes me different in this world, then we're just not looking at it. And it's not our fault. It's conditioning. It's social conditioning.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had that, and that's where that big thing revolution came in for me. That
Yeah.
literally, I do it every 6 months.
Big Think's great. Yeah, you
Yeah,
should do
every
it
6 months.
regularly. Everybody
Yeah,
should do it regularly.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's just part of my what I do. I do want to tell you one little story. My love with the cancer. He is
Yeah.
one of the things that he has had the hardest time with is not being able to help around the house.
Okay.
When we moved here, we got a big house, thinking we'd have, when relatives came, we would be there. We
Yeah.
could all stay at our house, which has been great, by the
Yeah.
way. But now I have to take care of it all by myself,
Yeah.
you know. So he's had a real hard time. Well, the other day he was having a very hard time, and every Friday I do a Friday review on a product of
Uh-huh.
something I like in the kitchen or that's helped me physically. And he was trying to help me by setting it up. Well, he hurt himself doing that, obviously. And so he was real help. I said, well, why don't you just come in here with me? I've had more response on that one than
Ah.
a lot of them. I mean, I keep getting messages from people that we love seeing him, you know, and that
Ah.
was just one of those things I probably wouldn't have been able to do before, like pivot real fast like that,
Yeah.
to where he could feel good, and he got in there and helped me, and now he's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is what you're doing. He hasn't really been able to understand what I'm doing and why
Yeah.
I'm spending hours in the office,
Yeah.
you know,
It's like my mom
and
still
talking to
doesn't know what I
people.
do.
Exactly.
She has no
That's
idea.
Joseph. He has no idea. He just knows I'm helping people.
Oh, I love it. I
So,
love it. So you guys, like if you're watching this right now, this is someone who truly what we do in HBR and what we do in all of my stuff, this is the central core of everything. Like if you look at sort of like this gem center or like Iron Man's heart, right? Like it's the
mhm.
center of everything. I'm going to go Marvel on you, sorry. But the center of everything is us truly seeing our value as an individual and then being able to send that out into the world and then create a living around it, which is just for a lot of people, they just think, I don't get it. But
Mhm.
whenever you do, whenever you're in my stuff or you hear me talking, and you can even hear me just on like videos and stuff, sometimes that's all it takes for it to just click. And whenever it clicks, all of a sudden everything is like, I get it. I can do all of these things now. Well, what are you excited about for the future?
Oh gosh. Well, we do still want to travel, and I want to be able to incorporate this in to our
Yeah.
traveling. I will be able to show people how to be a caregiver and how to travel. We love trains and how to
Oh,
travel on trains, and I'll be able to incorporate. Basically, I can take my life and incorporate, and I don't have to be stuck in one place.
yes.
And I can weave and bob and weave, you know?
Oh,
So,
you get it. You
yeah.
so get it. I love when people get it. That is it. You weave
Oh,
it
yeah.
in. You weave it in.
Well,
It's not this or that. It's all of it.
before, I didn't think I have had anything to offer, to
Right.
be honest. Not
That's
that I
most
wasn't a
people.
good person, not that none of that. I just didn't think I had anything to offer
Yeah.
as a business. Now I've got 2 books in my head, 3 different journals. Gonna do coaching, obviously, which I didn't even think was a thing. Uh, and then I have the ladies that are going through hypothyroidism,
Man,
you
how
know?
cool. And you get to have your husband
Oh, yeah,
playing
yeah,
along with it all.
mhm,
Like that's
yeah.
just
And I
what
get
a
to be here
cool.
with him.
Yes.
Because when
Oh,
you're dealing with a cancer that doesn't go away, that's expensive.
yeah. Yeah.
So there's gonna
Right.
be a point that where I need to bring in some money,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
I mean, I've been very fortunate that I could take my time with this and all that and go through my life's things that were going on, but it looks like it happened real fast because that's what's happening to me. I've been doing this literally, I think, I've been doing this for no, I've literally been doing this consistently since January, and it's just the end of February.
Wow. So
But
you
it's
went,
all about consistency.
oh, it's all about thank you for
Yeah.
saying that. Also, in the beginning, she mentioned that once you're in for life. So
Mhm.
this is most of my products. I only have one thing that's a monthly thing, but it's still really inexpensive, Changemakers Den. But all of my other products, you buy them and you're in for life. So most products like mine, like Home Based Revolution, most products like that, you buy it and you're in for maybe 6 weeks, maybe all the way up to 6 months. But I don't know that I've ever seen anybody do this before where you're in it for life. So if life happens to you and you have to pull out to go deal with life, you can come back whenever you want, and it's like nothing has changed other than upgrades and updates. And so other than things getting better, nothing has changed. And so that was an important thing to us whenever we created it in the first place. We want to give you the time to be able to grow and the time to be able to do all of this. And you have, your weekly group coaching and stuff like that. Here's the thing that people don't know. And I was actually going to announce it tomorrow, but I'll announce it to you guys right now that are on the call. We're actually closing the doors to HBR to do a bunch of upgrades. And we're closing the doors next Friday. So you can get in at the price right now. And that's cool. But next Friday is when the doors close. And they'll close for 3 months as we do updates. And whenever we open them again, we're going to be opening them and doing live modules. And we'll release them live week by week. Okay, so we have, it's 8 modules and they're really big, but they're 8 modules. We'll release them week by week, and we're going to release one for every person, every personality type every week. So there will be a module for actions. Here's how you do this. Blueprints. Here's how you do this. Nurturers. Here's how you do this. If you don't know what your personality code is, you're going to be going through that as you come into it. But anybody that has already bought HBR automatically gets that because you're in for life. So you get this whole new experience of everything that's going to be happening, all the updates, upgrades, and stuff like that. But do know, like on no uncertain terms, next Friday is when the doors close. So make sure you're in by then, because when it opens back up again, it's probably going to be 5K when it opens back up again, and then it'll go up to 10K later. But yeah, just so everybody knows, I felt like I needed to say that real quick just as we were talking about it. But so what would you say to people, and we're almost out of time, but what would you say to people, Jennifer, if they're sitting on the fence about HBR?
Oh, get in there, because like I said, in that toolbox, that's your foundation.
Yeah.
That is your foundation. And if you find yourself needing a little bit of extra help in a certain area, let's say like your bat signal or whatever, then you can go get that and take care of that. But that foundation is everything. And it is lifetime, guys.
You've got support forever, always and forever.
Yes.
If you guys are wanting to jump in, you guys, here's how you get in. You go to Livin the Dream with Martha. It's my business Facebook page. Message me the words "Let's do this," rainbows and unicorns. If you want to message us the word Jennifer, go ahead and do that. And we're going to give a little bit to Jennifer just because you came off of this video and you wanted to do that. So wanted to jump on because of this video. We want to give Jennifer some love for that. So everybody, you have the best day. Jennifer, thanks again for coming on.
Thank you.
This has been a blast. And I didn't even expect for all of those stories to come out. And that is just amazing. So everybody, you have the best day, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.